Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, welcome to your favourite podcast on the internet. It is the Ringside Review. I am your host for this week's episode, Charlie, and I'm joined today by my good friend and my colleague on the podcast, Tiffer.
What's going on, guys? How are you all doing today?
So today we're going to be talking through our dream Wrestlemania cards. You know, we're in the home stretch to Wrestlemania. We've just had Elimination Chamber, we're into the home stretch to Fastlane, and after Fastlane is all things WrestleMania. So we thought we'd come up with our dream WrestleMania match card and see what you guys think about it in the comments below. So, Chris, why don't you start us off with your opening match for WrestleMania?
Yeah, so before we get into the opening match, there is a few rules here. A few rules and regulations. You can have anyone on the current roster or is retired, but you cannot have anyone that is deceased. So for example, you can have Trish Stratus, but you can't have Eddie Guerrero. If that makes sense, do you get what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, so apart from that, you can really have anyone in. They have to be, like, you can't have Kenny Omega, because he's not contracted to WWE or signed. Whereas Trish Stratus is still technically signed to Legends deal. So yeah, that's just a few rules and regulations. So, pre-show opener, I'd just want to put this out here by saying, none of these matches deserve to be on the pre-show. They all do deserve to be on the main show. Just sometimes you gotta make room for the pre-show, you know. Yeah, so my first match, obviously the final of the Cruiserweight title tournament, and I'd have Cedric Alexander against Mark Andrews in there. I think the two guys could work incredibly well together. Cedric Alexander, been a fan of his for a while. Mark Andrews obviously representing the UK scene. Me personally, I'd have Mark Andrews go over this time. I'd have him win Cruiserweight title at WrestleMania. What do you think of that? Do you think that'd be a solid pre-show opener, or?
Yeah, I think it would be a strong pre-show opener. It also features in my pre-show, but not the opener. Yeah, I would like to see Andrews get the plug in that if that was the opener.
Yeah. So what's your pre-show opener?
So mine would be the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, but I would have it as a twist this year. I would have it as like Money in the Bank, where the winner gets a title shot whenever he wants. So that would maybe lead to more of the believable guys actually having the chance of winning it. So for example, you know, you could have Braun Strowman in there, you could have Samoa Joe, you could have anyone of that caliber. For me, I would have Braun Strowman winning it. I think he just needs a big win, and then I'd have him get that title shot that he deserves.
No Mojo Rawley in it this year then, no?
Hopefully not. I hope he never wrestles again, but that's a different story for a different day.
Yeah, so I think there are two solid openers that could possibly feature on a WrestleMania card. As I say, none of these really deserve to be on the pre-show. They all do deserve to be on the main show, just sometimes you got to make room for them. Next up on my pre-show, definitely a match I don't want to see on the main roster, but you know, there's just no room for it right now, and that's Bray Wyatt with Eric Young, accompanied by Sanity, against Brother Nero and Woken Matt Hardy with Senior Benjamin. I think solid tag match here. I think could really get the crowd alive in the pre-show. You know, you have the Broken family and you have the Wyatt family with Sanity. Definitely something I want to see. I'd have Bray Wyatt go over here. What do you think about a match like that?
I mean, I would like to see it, but my only problem is, where does Luke Harper fit into that? I think he's a great wrestler who probably would need to be with the rest of the family, but I would definitely like to see it.
Luke Harper, is he not part of the Bludgeon Brothers right now?
With Eric Rowan.
I suppose, yeah, so as I say, I'd have the Wyatts, well, Bray Wyatt and Eric Young go over in this. You know, I don't think the Hardys
Oh
need
wait,
to
sorry, I thought you said Eric Rowan. Sorry, my bad.
No, sorry, I said Eric Young with Sanity.
Sorry.
I'd have Bray Wyatt go over in this. I think they could really do with a win over Matt Hardy right now. You know, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy, they're legends. They don't need to win right now as much as Bray Wyatt needs a win on a big stage like a WrestleMania. What's next up on your pre-show?
Yeah, so mine is going with your first one. I would have the Cruiserweight title final here. I would actually have a fatal 4-way for the final. I would have Roderick Strong versus Buddy Murphy versus Mandrews versus a returning Rey Mysterio. I would have Rey Mysterio come back as a surprise entrant, and I think that would be him back full time if it was me. I would he's a very, very good wrestler, and I think could be the future of the 205 division. I think he's a very believable heel character and would look a very strong champion.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. The only thing, well, my only problem, this is just me personally, is I wouldn't want to see Ray going to 205 Live. I'd rather have him mixing up with the likes of AJ Styles, John Cena, He's a big name, he needs to be in there with big superstars if you're going to bring him back full time. But yeah, I could definitely see him going up. Could definitely see, that's the thing, but how would a Fatal 4-Way work when it's a tournament? Like, how would you get into that sort of...
Yeah, that's also a good point. Obviously this is just dream booking. I would have, if I was booking 205, I wouldn't have had the tournament, but I like the idea of the tournament. I would have just had the 4 guys chucked into a match.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so have you got any more pre-show matches or pre-show segments that you'd like to...
I've got 2 more matches. Do you have any more matches?
No, on you go. You rattle off your pre-show matches.
So my next one would be the Raw Tag Team titles. Just because of some of the matches I've got on the main card, this one would have to fall to the pre-show. So I've got the Bar. This is a Fatal 4-Way as well. The next one's also a Fatal 4-Way. Bit of a Fatal 4-Way fantasy going on here.
2010 all over again.
Oh, definitely. My Raw Tag Team title match would be the Bar versus the Revival versus the Club versus Titus Worldwide. I think these are 4 of the best tag teams on Raw just now, and I think they could have a great Fatal 4-Way elimination match. And I would give the win to the Revival. I think they need tag team titles to just boost their potential. I think you see them in NXT with the titles; they were virtually unbeatable. So I think giving them the titles would bring it back up. I think they would be great tag team champions for Raw and could have great feuds.
Oh, absolutely.
What do you think about that
match? I've actually got a match similar to that later on. But yeah, definitely. I think a multi-team Raw match would be exactly what they need. I don't think that it deserves to be on the pre-show with those kind of teams in it, but as you said, there's just so many matches that something's got to be on the pre-show, you know what I mean? As I said, I've got a match similar to that later on, so I'll hold back on my thoughts for that later on. But yeah, definitely something like that. I like the idea. What's your last match?
Yeah, so my last match is the US title. I would have the Royal Rumble. I would have an open challenge from Bobby Roode.
Okay.
I would have Bobby Roode versus Baron Corbin versus Aiden English versus Ty Dillinger, and controversially I'd put Randy Orton in there too, because I don't think there's a match there for Randy Orton in my main card, so I'd have Randy Orton there. Obviously I wouldn't have Randy Orton on the pre-show if I was booking WrestleMania, but just because of the sheer quality of matches I've got later on, he has to fall to the pre-show, and I would have Bobby Roode retain. I think Bobby Roode needs to retain. I think he needs to have a good run with that belt, and I would like to see him have that belt until next WrestleMania. I think he's a very legitimate champion. I quite enjoy what he's doing with the belt.
Would you say he's had a glorious title run?
I think it's getting better. I think it is getting there.
Yeah, definitely. Like I've got a US title match a little bit similar to that later on, but would you like to see Roode break Dean Ambrose's record as the longest reigning US champion?
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to beat him, I would like to see Bobby Roode beat it. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so moving on to the main card here, the show pins, you'll have your pyro. I've actually got an opening segment, similar to what they did at WrestleMania 30, where you have Rock, Austin and Hogan coming into the ring. I'd actually have Hogan, Rock and... let me just double check here. Yeah, Hogan, Rock and Austin again, but this time I would have Daniel Bryan in with them. Just kind of reminiscing, having some fun kind of thing, similar to what they did at WrestleMania 30, but also I'd chuck Daniel Bryan in there, just being a big star right now. He is technically a legend. What do you think about something like that?
Yeah, I would like to see an opening segment like that, or even have a host like they did last year with the New Day. I think the New Day were really good last year as being their host. So I would maybe like to see something like that happen again.
Yeah, I think a host or something would be good. Who could you have as the host this year? Maybe The Rock. He's not been announced. Me personally, if I was going to have a host for WrestleMania, I'd maybe say who? I'd say Batista.
Yeah.
And maybe have him maybe get involved in a match. Come back full time kind of thing.
Yep.
Have you got an opening segment, or do you just go straight into matches?
I would just go straight into a match. Obviously, you're going to have America the Beautiful being sung and stuff like that. So that would probably be my opening segment if I would have one. Who I would get to sing it, I've no idea. But yeah, I think obviously they're going to have that. They have it every year.
Yeah, definitely. Love the red arrows fly over the America the Beautiful. Especially with being back in the Mercedes-Benz Superdome again. It's going to. I can see a lot of similarities between WrestleMania 34 and WrestleMania 30 already.
Yeah.
So what's your first match on the main card?
So my first match is a women's ladder match for the SmackDown Women's title.
Okay.
I would have Charlotte versus Naomi versus Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott versus Liv Morgan versus Sarah Logan and versus Natalia. All the mainstay in the division. I would have Charlotte come out on that, but then you would hear that the FABULOUS, there's Carmella, she cashes in and wins. There's your new champion. And that's the perfect way for Carmella to cash in, I think.
Yeah, I think something like that would be good for Carmella to cash in. I've similarly got a ladder match up then, and it's also a multi-man ladder match, but it's a different title. I think opening WrestleMania with a ladder match is the right way to go. It gets the crowd hot, it keeps them entertained, But my ladder match is actually for the IC title. And I've got Miz defending against Balor, Jericho, Elias, Samoa Joe, Axel and Dallas. I've got Axel and Dallas in there, kind of the Miz-Taraj, and then I've got just a bunch of people I'd like to see in there. Balor, Jericho, Elias, Joe. I think they'd be really good in a ladder match. I think Joe's going to be cleared in time, so could possibly. If I was to book it, I'd have him there. Elias, I think, deserves to be in a mid-card title match in Mania. Jericho to come back to try and, because Miz is catching up on Jericho. Sorry.
Yeah.
For the most IC title reigns. So Jericho to come back and maybe try and one up Miz so Jericho can go that one ahead again, and then Balor, because Balor deserves to be in a marquee match at Mania. As goes the winners, I'd have Samoa Joe win. I think Joe really needs something big like this since coming back from injury. He's been plagued with injury right now. So I'd have Samoa Joe win. What do you think about something like that?
Yep, I'd like to see an Intercontinental ladder match like they did at WrestleMania 31. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to that happening. It would be a great match.
Out of the superstars there, who would you like to see win if a match like that happened?
I'd like to see Miz retain in a cocky fashion, like one of the Miz-Taraj go up, grab the belt and hand it to the Miz, or throw it down to him and he catches it and that's how it finishes. Miz being the cocky heel would be great to see at WrestleMania.
Oh, absolutely. Next up on my match card, I've got a match that could really keep the crowd hot after that, and I think it's one of the only matches that could keep the crowd hot. It's a number one contendership match for the WWE Championship. I know you don't usually see those kind of matches at Mania, but I think going into this storyline it could really work. It's Kevin Owens against Sami Zayn. I think these two could really do a match this year at Mania, and I think putting the number one contendership on the line would really add something different to it. They've battled all over the world, but they've never had a one-on-one battle at Mania, and I think having a one-on-one battle at Mania this year could be massive. And I think as to who goes over, I'd say Sami Zayn wins it and then goes on to challenge whoever wins my WWE Championship match later on in the show. What do you think about something like that?
Yeah, I think that would keep the crowd hot. I think you don't really see number one contendership matches at WrestleMania, so it'd be cool to watch that.
Yeah, definitely. That was my whole thinking behind it. I think it's good to have, instead of having a throwaway match, like just a grudge match, stick something like the number one contendership match on it at Mania. Make it that extra bit special. What's next up on your match card?
Yeah, so my next match is a WWE UK title match. Pete Dunne versus Trent Seven versus Tyler Bate versus Wolfgang. I think these are the four of the biggest names on that division. And just to throw a spanner in the works, I actually have Wolfgang win that match. I'd like to see the last King of Scotland bring the belt home to Scotland and just defend it all over Scotland. Yes, I'd love to see Wolfgang get the win there. I think he'd be a great UK champion.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Wolfgang could tear up loads of people on the main roster. You look at Tyler Bate, Pete Dunne. They're going in with the cruiserweights right now. They're being used to cruiserweights. Wolfgang could tear up with the likes of Cena, or I'd like to see Wolfgang against Strowman. Wolfgang's a big guy. He's agile for a big guy. I think someone like Strowman or Lesnar or someone like them he could work really well with. Who would you like to see Wolfgang go up against in the main roster of WWE today?
I'd love to see him go up against someone like AJ Styles or two of the best. AJ Styles is really good, so is Wolfgang. So just to see them tear it up would be amazing.
Definitely. Repping the UK scene at Mania, I think that's a smart move. I definitely think the UK title needs to be on the line at Mania. I haven't personally got it because I see that more as an NXT title than a main roster title. But I think given the right treatment, that could be used on the main roster. As to who goes and wins it, I'd also say, in fact, no, I'd say probably Pete Dunne. I think they need to keep it with Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne's the next big star. As much as I'd like to see the last King of Scotland win it, being from Scotland myself, I'd like to see Wolfgang win it. I think they need to keep it with Pete Dunne. I think Pete Dunne's a bigger name right now, and I think he can sell out shows no matter where he goes, whether he comes to Discovery, goes to ICW, Rev Pro. He will sell tickets. Wolfgang, I don't see selling tickets as much, but I do see he'd sell more tickets in Scotland, but I don't see him selling more tickets throughout Britain, if that makes sense.
Yep.
One match I would like to see though is if Wolfgang does win it, goes up against Drew Galloway for the UK title.
That would be cool. Yeah.
Wolfgang and Galloway, given their history in ICW, the UK independent scene, for anyone that's not checked out, go and give their little feud a watch. Really good matches between them. I don't think they've ever put on a bad match together. For two big guys, they really do put on great matches.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're really good.
So what's next up on your?
Yeah, so next is Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. I think this is the grudge match in their feud. I've got Bray Wyatt going over just on the fact that he's never won at WrestleMania before. I think WWE just needs to give him a win at WrestleMania. So I think Matt Hardy putting over Bray Wyatt would be perfect. I think, and that would be the end to their feud. I think it'd be a solid match.
Yeah, definitely. I said earlier, I had the Wyatt I had the Eric Young Insanity against the Woken family, but definitely a match I think we need to see at Mania, and I think a match that Wyatt needs to win. I think I said all I had to really say on this match earlier. Definitely a match I think needs to be a Mania, and definitely a match that Wyatt needs to win. So next up on mine, I've got a Raw Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match as well. I've got the Bar against the Revival against the Club against the newly reformed DIY. I think Fantasyland, I'd have the DIY reunite. I'd have them go up to the main roster, and I'd have them go straight into this match. For the Revival, you've got the Club, you've got the Bar, three great tag teams, and I think sticking DIY in there could really do something to this match. I think it could really put the Raw tag team scene on the map. What do you think about maybe DIY being in there?
Yeah, and Fantasyland is a great idea. I think they would bring something different to that match that a lot of people wouldn't expect.
Especially with being at Mania, a lot of casual fans getting to see the Revival and DIY go at, maybe people that don't watch NXT get to see how good they really can be.
Yep.
As to who goes over, I'd have the Revival go over. I think, as you said, they really need a tag team championship to really cement how good they are. So moving on here to my sixth match on the card. First women's match of the night, and it's no title on the line. It's just straight up Bayley versus Sasha. I think it's a match that needs to be done at Mania. I think it's a good feud. The two work well together, and I think it's just a match that needs to happen. As to who goes over, it's a tough one. I'd like to see Sasha win, but I'd like to see Bayley win. I think maybe if Bayley wins, they could maybe go on this little undefeated streak at Mania, kind of like a female Taker, you know. But if Sasha wins, then I wouldn't really have a problem with it. What do you think?
Yep. Funny you should say. Is this your fourth match? Yeah.
Fourth main card
it's
match.
funny you should say that because I've got that match is my fourth one as well. I would like to see Sasha go over. Sasha being the heel in the match. I would agree there. I think it should be the fourth match, and I think Sasha should go over, but I can see why people would want Bayley to go over as well.
I think, fourth match on the card, really keeping that momentum going, that first hour momentum going, give them a good 25-30 minutes to really tell a good story like they did in NXT. I think that could really keep the crowd hot. Moving on from that match, after those four matches, I think the crowd would need a break. This is where I'd have the Hall of Fame segment. You have your Hall of Famers come out onto the stage. This would be where I have it, really give the crowd a breather. Have you got a segment here, or have you gone straight into another match?
I've just got all matches, but I would agree that the crowd would need a break, and I think Hall of Fame would be the best bit for it.
So coming back from the Hall of Fame segment, what have you got up next?
Yep, so I've got Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. No number one contendership match, just a full-on brawl. I've got Sami Zayn going over here. I think Sami Zayn, the underdog, would be nice to see him go over against Kevin Owens. I do think they bring out the best in each other. I think their matches that they've had in NXT and on the main roster have been some of the best that I've seen. So yeah, I would love to see them have a match.
As I said earlier, they do bring out the best. I think their best works together with each other. Number one contenders match or not, it's going to be a great match. Next up for me, I've got the Usos defending the SmackDown Tag Team Championships against the New Day in a do or die match for the New Day. So basically, the New Day have to win or they don't get another title match as long as the Usos are champion. I'd have the Usos win here, but after the match, I'd have Big E turning on the New Day. Turns heel, turns on the New Day, really strap that rocket to Big E when most people are watching. So it not only gets people invested in SmackDown, it gets people invested in Big E to see what he's going to do next. I think it's about time the New Day break up. It's been about 2.5-3 years they've been together. Great run, still top merch sellers, but you look at the Shield. They were red hot when they broke up, and it done wonders for all three of them. The New Day right now are red hot. If they break up, it will do wonders for all of them. What do you think?
Yep, I agree. I think the New Day have run their course. I still think they're one of my favourite tag teams of all time. I think if anyone's going to break up from that tag team, it's got to be Big E. I think he's the most legitimate threat to any champion in the WWE if he goes heel. I'd love to see him mix it up with Strowman and Lesnar and people like that. I think he's a very, very good wrestler.
Oh, definitely. For a big guy, he's so agile. He's fast, he's quick, he's strong. There was an interesting commentary note made, I think it was a couple months ago, and Big E is in most of the New Day's matches and their tag matches, and the fact that was brought up was he's so versatile. Like, he can be a brawler, he can be a technician, he can be that high flyer if you need him to be, that he fits in all type of matches, and that's why he's used so much by the New Day, which is really he could really be in anything. So what's next up on your list?
Yep, so I've got a Shane McMahon match here. For the past couple of years, you've always had a Shane McMahon match. I've got him against Daniel Bryan. I think Daniel Bryan's been cleared to wrestle for months, and WWE doctors are the ones who are not pushing him to wrestle now. So I think I'd love to see these two go at it. There's been a bit of tension in the works in the past couple of weeks on SmackDown, so I would love to see it come to a head at WrestleMania. Obviously, Daniel Bryan's return match, you've got to give the win to him. I think the crowd would be red hot for this match. seeing one of the best wrestlers in the past 10 years, Daniel Bryan, against Shane McMahon. The spots would be unbelievable. Maybe even chuck them inside a Hell in a Cell or something like that, just to get a bit of excitement going.
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a match that's been rumoured for a while. I think it'd be a good match. Do I think it'd be a great match? No, but I think it'd be a solid match. I like the idea of having Shane McMahon versus Daniel Bryan. They've been, as you say, they've been teasing it for ages. I don't think there's much else you can really do with Shane McMahon. I've not come against Daniel Bryan, but I don't think there's really much else you can do with Shane McMahon. For me, Daniel Bryan's return match has to be something huge. It has to be something that's really massive. If you're going to bring Bryan back, if you're going to risk him, you really need to put him in there with something that's going to be worth his time. Shane McMahon could be worth his time if the story's right. Shane McMahon's never really had a bad match. I don't care what people say. His match with AJ last year was easily match of the night, in my opinion. His match with Undertaker, you give him the right stipulation, he will easily take a risk. So yeah, give him a stipulation with Daniel Bryan. Let him see what he can do, and it could be magic.
Yep.
So next up on my list, I've got another women's match, and it is the newly signed Rowdy Ronda Rousey against Stephanie McMahon. I think they should just have a one-on-one match, Ronda and Steph. I don't think there should be any mixed tag team match. I think it should just be one-on-one, Ronda, Steph. Establish Ronda as that dominant female star, not have her team with the likes of Kurt Angle or Braun Strowman. Have her go solo from the start and have her instantly. I'd have her beat Stephanie in about 2 minutes flat, the equivalent to a first round knockout in the UFC. I'd have her, maybe Stephanie tried to take her down, Ronda count into an armbar and have Stephanie tap out almost instantly. Really add some legitimacy to the women's division and really make Ronda look like $1 million again before she lost to Holly Holm and Miesha Tate in the UFC, like she did back in 2015. That's personally how I'd book this match. What are your thoughts?
Yep, I've got a match similar to that later on. I'll get to that later on, but yeah, I do think that they should make Ronda look strong in her debut match. I don't think they should have her get beat. Yes, I'll speak about it later on. My 7th match on the card is a tag team turmoil match for the SmackDown tag team titles. I'd have the Usos versus the Bludgeon Brothers versus Rusev Day versus New Day versus Shelton and Chad Gable. And I'd have it the Usos versus New Day starting off. Give them 15 minutes of just all out brawl. I'd probably have Big E and Kofi Kingston representing New Day with Xavier at ringside. I'd have the Usos beat the New Day, and then I'd have Big E turn on the New Day, and then that would leave suspicion as to where that goes. Then I'd have Bludgeon Brothers come in and give them another 10 minutes, have an all-out brawl there. I'd actually have the Bludgeon Brothers beat the Usos, so that means we're going to have new tag team champions, Then I'd have Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable come in. I'd have them have an all-out brawl with the Bludgeon Brothers, but only give it 5 minutes. Keep it short there, and I'd have Shelton and Chad Gable get beat off Bludgeon Brothers. Then I'd have Rusev Day come parading in with Aiden English taking 5 minutes to get to the rings singing "This is Rusev Day" and all the other stuff that he sings. I'd have the Bludgeon Brothers get annoyed, and then I'd have Rusev roll one of them up and steal the victory. Your winners and new tag team champions are Rusev Day.
Yeah, definitely an interesting idea there. I've already ran through my SmackDown tag team title match, but definitely something that I think could be good. I like the idea of Rusev Day winning the tag team titles. I've got Rusev booked for later on in the show, but I think definitely if he's not going to be in something like my idea, definitely a tag team match at Mania with Aiden English. I think Rusev Day is one of the most over things in WWE right now, and as far as fantasy booking goes, yeah, I definitely think he could be up there. Next up on my show after Ronda and Stephanie, I'd have another big match, another big marquee match, and it'd be Kurt Angle's against Seth Rollins in a no DQ, no disqualification match. And if Kurt Angle loses, he's no longer general manager of Monday Night Raw. I think if they have the right story going into this, the whole Seth Rollins, Jason Jordan kind of thing, Kurt could maybe blame Seth for Jason getting hurt, that sort of stuff. He's getting really annoyed with Rollins. He challenges Rollins says only if it's a no DQ, and Angle puts his job on the line kind of thing. I think that could really be a good match. As to who goes over, I think Kurt Angle could possibly go over in that. I think he could really do a big singles win since he's coming back. I think that it could be the best thing for Seth and Kurt, maybe a match against each other, and that no DQ match kind of just really adds to the Mania feel. Kurt and Seth, two great in-ring technicians, but give them weapons, let them see what they can do. What's your thoughts on a match like that?
Yep, I think it's a match that I called a few weeks ago on the podcast, thinking that that's what I think would happen. So yeah, I'd be all for that happening. I'd love to see that match happen.
As to who wins in a match like that, who do you think would win?
I'd love to see Seth get the rub. I'd love to see someone with a huge caliber, like maybe Eric Bischoff, take over from Kurt Angle as GM. I think that would be really cool to see that happen again.
Would you like to see Angle go as a sort of Brock Lesnar type contract then? Maybe Hall of Famer, but still an in-ring performer.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's the word.
Yep, love to see that.
So what's next up on your card then?
Yep, so number 8 on my card is the Intercontinental title match. I'd have that in a fatal 4-way. I'd have the Miz versus Finn Balor versus Elias versus Seth Rollins. 4 of the hottest guys on the roster just now. They're all on fire. The crowd react to all of them in a good way. Elias probably being the most over person in the company just now. I'd have Miz retain the belt. I just think he needs to break the Honky Tonk Man's record. I think he's very close to it now, so I'd love to see him keep it and break the record.
I think, as I said, I've got a multi-man match for the IC title. Near enough similar opponents in there as well. Only difference is I've got Samoa Joe winning, not Elias. Miz. Definitely a good match, I think. I think the IC title match will be a multi-man match. I think it's the best kind of match to do. You get most of the bodies on the card. Definitely those 4 guys, could definitely be an interesting matchup. Next up on mine, I've got Asuka against Charlotte for the Women's Championship. Asuka wins the Rumble, goes after Charlotte. I think that could be the best kind of match. I'd have Asuka win, I'd have the streak kept alive. What are your thoughts on something like that?
Yep, I've got a different kind of match for Asuka later on, but I agree that she should win the title. Whatever title she goes for, I agree she should win it.
Would you like to see Asuka versus Charlotte one day?
Potentially, yeah, I think it would be a good match.
Yeah, I think that would definitely be a good match. I think Asuka Charlotte would be interesting. It's going to be an interesting matchup. You've got Charlotte, who's would you describe Charlotte as a brawler, a grappler, a submission?
I think she can do all of it.
Yeah, same with Asuka. It'd be the case of like the figure 8 versus the armbar. As I say, I'd have Asuka go over. I'd have the streak alive. I'd keep that maybe going till SummerSlam where Ronda Rousey would possibly break it. But that's fantasy looking into the future. What's next up on your card?
Yep, it's the match that everyone's been looking forward to this year, and we still don't know if it's going to happen, but in my fantasy book it will happen. It's John Cena versus Undertaker. I think it's 2 of the greatest of all time. Undertaker the best of his generation, and John Cena the best of his. These 2 going at it, and Undertaker's probably last match would be beautiful to watch. I think John Cena is one person that I've wanted Undertaker to face for the whole time I've been watching wrestling. And I'd probably have this in a Buried Alive match. I'd probably have John Cena go over And then Undertaker, in Undertaker fashion after the match, normally would raise his hand up from the sand to signify he's coming back, but this would be the one time that his hand doesn't come up, and that's him retired. I think it would be a beautiful send-off for one of the best wrestling careers of all time. What are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I've got something similar later on. I'm sure I discussed this, something like pretty similar to that not too long ago with you, about Undertaker and about the live match loses the last match, and instead of the lightning bolt striking or something like that, nothing happens at the end of the live match. It really does signal the end of the Undertaker. And the next again, year, Mark Calloway goes into the Hall of Fame, not the Undertaker. I think Mark Calloway deserves to go into the Hall of Fame, not the Undertaker. I think nothing all wrong with Undertaker. I just think the person, I'd love to hear from the person in his career. I'd love to hear about Mark's career, not the Undertaker's career. I'd love to hear about Mark's thoughts when he got pitched for the idea of the Undertaker, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'd definitely like to see something like that. What's next up on yours then?
Yep, I've got Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie McMahon and Triple H. Just after Elimination Chamber, I think that's the way they're going to go, so that's why I've got it. I think it would be a strong match. I think you'd probably need to see more of Ronda and Stephanie than Kurt and Triple H in this match, just to show how good, inverted commas, Ronda Rousey is. Obviously she's still fresh and she's still new to the wrestling business, but it'd be good to see what she's learned so far. I'd have Ronda Rousey and Kurt go over here just because you can't have someone like Ronda Rousey debut in WWE and not give them the win.
Oh, absolutely. As I said earlier, I've got a very similar match, and I thought you've got to have Ronda win her first match. If you're going to build her up to be anything like what she used to be, she's got to win that first match. If not, there's no point even bringing her in. Next up for me is the Raw Women's Championship match, and this is a bit left field. This match, it's Alexa Bliss defending the Raw Women's Championship against Trish Stratus. I think after watching Trish at the Royal Rumble and seeing how good she still looked, she can still go in the ring, I think that a comeback could be on the cards for her. Maybe one or two matches, and I don't think there's a bigger match for her right now than Alexa Bliss in the Raw Women's Championship at Wrestlemania. I'd have Alexa Bliss win. I wouldn't have Trish win. I don't think there would be any good in having Trish win, but I would have Alexa regain the belt. But I have a feeling these two could be on an all-out great performance. What are your thoughts on a potential Alexa Bliss Trish Stratus match?
Yeah, I would love to see Trish come back for one match. I think you're right. If you are giving them that, then Alexa has to win. Going nicely from that, my 11th match is the Raw Women's title match, and I would create more history, and I'd have it inside a steel cage. You've had Hell in a Cell, you've had Royal Rumble, you've had Money in the Bank, you've had Elimination Chamber, and what have you not had? Steel cage.
Did Mickie James not return in a steel cage?
Did she?
I'm sure she did. When it was Becky Lynch and...
I thought it was Hell in a Cell, I might be wrong. But
I might be wrong.
I would have it inside a steel cage regardless. I think I'd have Alexa Bliss and I'd have Asuka, but I'd also have Nia Jax in there. I think Nia Jax deserves a spot on WrestleMania this year, and this would be the perfect place for her to have it. I think it gives all three of them their own platform to look as good as they can. I'd have Asuka obviously win just to keep that unbeaten streak up, but I think this would be the platform to really solidify how good Alexa Bliss is and how good Nia Jax is. Nia Jax is the future of WWE, single-handedly.
Well, definitely, Nia Jax has got that and a high wrestling family behind her. Same family as The Rock, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Rikishi, High Chief Rocky Maivia. She's got the heritage, but I don't see her being as big a star as any of them. I don't see her being the female Rock, the female Roman. I see her being that kind of person that WWE rely on when they need a good match out of someone or someone to look strong, but I don't see her ever being the woman in WWE. I see that being reserved for the Baileys, the Sashas, the Asukas, the Charlottes, and now Ronda Rousey's in there. I think there's too many better stars in the WWE today than Nia Jax. Don't get me wrong, Nia Jax isn't bad. She's far from bad, but I just don't think that she's as good as the likes of Ronda or Charlotte or anyone like that. But yeah, I could definitely see her in a championship match this year. And definitely, if she's in it, she stands a chance of winning it. But as I say, I just don't see the star power in her right now. You know what I mean? I think they need to do more work with her if they want to build her up as a star. So what's next up on your listing?
Yep, it's the WWE title match. I've got this as a triple threat. I've got AJ Styles versus Nakamura and versus Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is a bit of a shock factor to a lot of you guys listening. I really like Dolph Ziggler. I think he would add a lot to this match. I think AJ Styles versus Nakamura is going to be a barn burner at WrestleMania. You know, it's already been confirmed, but in my booking, I'd add someone with a bit extra to add to the match, and I think Dolph Ziggler would be the guy to add that extra. Obviously, I'd have AJ Styles retain. I think AJ needs to keep going with the title. I think he's bringing something new to the title every time he steps out every week. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've got a match similar to that. I think a lot of people will know what I'm going to book. If they know me, they'll know what I'm going to book. But yeah, Dolph Ziggler, definitely a weird choice in there. I'm not a Ziggler hater, I'm not a Ziggler fan, I'm quite indifferent to Ziggler. Similar to Roman Reigns, I'm quite similar to Roman. Yeah, I think Ziggler could add something in it. I think he'd be the man to take the fall in that match though. I wouldn't see him winning it. I think the damage is done with Ziggler. I don't think there's any coming back from him. I'd like to see where they're going in real life with him. You know, storyline wise, I'd like to see where they're going with this whole dropping the US title only to come back a month later and go for the WWE title. If that goes somewhere, great. If it doesn't, oh well. Yeah, but definitely a triple threat match. Interesting. I don't see many people thinking something like that. Definitely an interesting match up there. Next up for me, I'd have, after the Trish Stratus Women's Championship match, I'd have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. You know, just something nice, calm, relaxing, cool the crowd down a bit. You know, they've had a bit of an exciting. Well, I say that. I'd have Goldberg win it. You know, I'd have Goldberg come in, kick ass, eliminate near enough the whole of the people, and then just win the whole thing. You know, they've got a documentary about Andre the Giant airing right after WrestleMania. You know, you have Goldberg in there, you have a big name, you have someone that will be able to push your brand. You know, push that Andre the Giant Memorial Battle, push Andre, and what bigger name than Goldberg? What are your thoughts on Goldberg winning the Dre Battle Royal?
Yeah, I would. I don't mind if he wins it. I think it'd be quite cool to see.
Yeah. Do you think he should win it?
No, I don't think he should win it, but if he does win it, I wouldn't be disappointed.
Yeah, so moving on, what's next up on your match card?
It's my main event of the evening, and it's the Universal title match. I've got Brock versus Roman Reigns, and just a straight out battle of the Titans. This would be I'd give this half an hour. I'd give Brock the upper hand for most of the match, showing complete and utter carnage. You know, put Reigns through a few tables, put him through the announce table, put him through the barricades. You know, just make Lesnar look really strong, and then I'd have Reigns hit one Superman punch, and it's all done. You know, I'm a huge Roman Reigns fan, so I would love the crowd's reaction if Roman Reigns wins it on just one Superman punch. After that, I'd have Braun's music hit, and like at the start of the show, where Braun won the Battle Royal to get a title shot whenever he wants, I'd have him cash in, and I'd have him win the title. You know, I'd have Braun standing strong at the end of WrestleMania, title in one hand, fist up the other, and I'd have the fans leave WrestleMania happy. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely think, as you'll hear from me later, I definitely think Braun should be in the Universal title match. I definitely think Braun should win it. And as indifferent to Reigns, I think it'd be funny to see the internet's reaction if Reigns did win the championship with just one Superman punch. Especially after all they've done with Lesnar this year, you know. I think it'd be funny to see. I don't think people would tune out. I think there'd be a lot of hashtag cancel WWE networks again, but I don't think it'd be as bad as 2015 Royal Rumble. So I'm guessing that's your show completed then?
Yes.
Your WrestleMania ends with Braun standing tall and pyro going off all around.
Yep.
Me, I've still got another 5 matches to go. So next up on my show, number 12 on the match card, it'd be Triple H against Shane O'Mac. Winner's brand gets the number 1 draft pick. So I'd have Triple H just against Shane McMahon, just brother-in-law, SmackDown versus Raw. The winner gets the number 1 draft pick, and I'd have Shane O'Mac win. Triple H doesn't need it. Shane's not won since he's come back. I just think, really, SmackDown gets a draft pick. I think that'd be good for SmackDown. Who did pick in the draft pick? That's a story for another time. We can do a fantasy draft if you people want to see it sometime. So I'd have Shane McMahon win. What are your thoughts on potential like Shane McMahon, Triple H, Raw versus SmackDown kind of match?
Yeah, I would take it.
Who would you have win, Raw, SmackDown?
I think I'd have Raw win there. I think Raw needs... Well, actually, now I come to think of it, I'd probably have SmackDown, because I think SmackDown needs more of a firepower now. I think they're going downhill, so I'd probably have Shane O'Mac win it.
Yeah, definitely. SmackDown does need that star power, and I think Shane O'Mac winning. Following on from that, I'd have the Universal title match, I'd have a triple threat match, and I would have Brock Lesnar defending against Roman Reigns, but I'd have Braun Strowman in there from the start. I'd have an all-out brawl, I'd have Braun causing carnage like he did at SummerSlam. Burying Lesnar under announce tables, Reigns spears through barricades, F5s, suplexes through tables, chair shots, just completely ruining everything up. I'd have Braun win, I'd have Braun pin Lesnar and Reigns, just kind of like double pinning them. That way there's no any argument about who pinned who kind of thing. Like, I never got pinned, it'd be Braun won the match, Braun looks strong, Braun wins the Universal title. What are your thoughts on maybe an ending like that?
Yep, I would be happy with that happening. Definitely.
Next up on my card, number 14 on the card. Yeah, I know I've got a long WrestleMania card. If it was up to me, these would all be like 20-25 minute matches, and it'd be like an 8-hour Mania. I've got a triple threat for the United States Championship match. Sad it's in this position, but it's kind of filler. Kind of just to cool down the crowd, I'd have Randy Orton against Rusev against Bobby Roode. Just your kind of standard filler triple threat US title match at WrestleMania. But I'd have Rusev win. I think Rusev needs the US title. I think it'd be good for Rusev, and I think he could really benefit from a big win at Mania. What do you think?
Yeah, I definitely think Rusev needs a big win. I think he's been hard done by in the past.
Yeah, definitely. He wins that, he can maybe go into a programme with Bobby Roode and then maybe Baron Corbin, Aiden English, that sort of stuff. Next up on my card, semi-main event, is the WWE Championship match, and it's a match that's already confirmed for WrestleMania. It's Shinsuke Nakamura against AJ Styles for the WWE Championship match. A match everyone wants to see since the Wrestle Kingdom 10 match. A match that I know I definitely want to see. What about you? You ready to see this match?
More than ready. I'm so happy it's about to happen. Their match at Wrestle Kingdom was unbelievable, so I hope they get the 30 minutes that they got at Wrestle Kingdom and just show how good they are.
Oh, definitely. I think this could probably go a good 30, 35, 40 minutes. If it was up to me, I'd have it go 35, 40, possibly 45 minutes. I think this could be the first ever WWE match to be rated 6 stars off Dave Meltzer, if done correctly. As to who wins, I'm really indifferent to who wins. I don't really mind. I'm a huge fan of both. But if you ask me, I think Shinsuke kind of needs a win. Definitely, if he's winning the Royal Rumble, he should be winning this match. Who would you have won?
I don't really mind either, but if I had to pick, I'd probably say Nakamura.
Yeah, definitely. I think Nakamura wins it. I think if done correctly, AJ Styles can look strong and still lose. After that, I'd have a bit of filler, something just to cool down the crowd before the main event. Maybe have, maybe a musical act or something like that. A toilet break for the fans. Come back, and then I'd have main event time. I'd have career versus career. In an I Quit match, I would have John Cena versus The Undertaker as your main event in an I Quit match. I think an all-out brawl, back and forth, two men that have never said I quit in their career, two men that don't give up. I think the only way to really do this match is to do an I Quit match. And as much as this pains me to say it, because I am a huge Undertaker fan, I would have John Cena win, but I wouldn't have Undertaker say I quit. I would have Undertaker unable to answer the referee or do anything like that, you know. Kind of beaten that badly that he can't answer the referee, and then before the referee like calls the bell, I'd have like the lights go out, the druids come, carry him away kind of thing, and just leave an urn in the ring smoking, and the smoke goes out, lights go out, and that's it. What are your thoughts on something like that, maybe?
Yep, definitely agree. I think if there's going to be an I Quit match, then I don't think Undertaker has to say I quit.
Oh, absolutely. I don't think Undertaker should say I quit. Yeah, so that's my WrestleMania 34 card, and I'm sure that's your WrestleMania 34 card.
Yes, I'll just wrap the podcast up here by saying that.
Before we go, I just want to ask you. I want to ask you one thing. 2 questions, in fact. I'm going to ask you 2 questions. Okay, first question. If you could sit front row for any wrestling match ever in history, what match would you sit front row to?
John Cena versus CM Punk at Money in the Bank 2011.
I like it. Definitely a match. It's up there. For me, I'd probably be Brock Lesnar versus The Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. You know, to experience the streak ending live, I think it'd be a sight to behold. Or maybe last year's WrestleMania main event, Reigns versus Taker. They're 2 matches I would have loved to experience live. My second question to you, and final question for this podcast. 3 things on your wrestling bucket list that you want to accomplish.
Well, one of them's already happened. The first one would be see a Raw taping, but that's already happened.
Yep.
Second one would be to obviously attend the WrestleMania.
Yep.
I think the third one would probably be to attend a Royal Rumble.
Okay.
I think just because of the sheer unpredictability about the event, I think it would be great to go to one of them. What about you?
For me, it'd be experience an Undertaker entrance live. You know, it's something that I've not had the privilege to do, but something I definitely really want to do. Second would obviously be attend a WrestleMania. I think every wrestling fan ever needs to attend a WrestleMania. And third for me, it'd probably to attend a Royal Rumble or a SummerSlam or something, you know, another Big 4 event. Definitely something that I want to do. Why don't you guys leave your answers to those 2 questions in the comments below, and we can have a discussion about them next time. So Charlie, why don't you wrap this podcast up?
Yeah, I'll wrap it up. So it's been great to chat to you guys today. Hopefully you enjoy the podcast, and leave your comments down below about what we can do better next time, and if you've got any topics that we could chat about, that would be great to hear. Chris, have you got any plugs or anything like that you'd like to give? Yeah,
so give us a check out on Twitter at Ringside Review 7. Check out me at Twitter at 2K Tiffer. Check out Charlie on Twitter at Charlie Wanks. And check out Discovery Wrestling, a local Edinburgh, Scotland based wrestling promotion who are really doing up and coming things in the UK independent scene right now. You know, producing great stars such as BT Gunn. You know, they're having some of the biggest and best names come over, such as Bullet Club, and they've got MVP coming over. And buy tickets to ICW Fight Club. Frankie Goes to Hollywood on March 11th. Tickets still available, and yeah, we should be there. So if you hear anything else or see anything else, come say hi, and I'll hand you back over to Charlie.
Yeah, so that's been this week's podcast, and hopefully next week we'll be chatting about Roman Reigns, and there'll be a friendly debate between myself and Grant, one of our co-presenters who's unable to be with us for the past couple of podcasts, but will be with us next time, and we'll be chatting about who thinks Roman Reigns is good and who thinks Roman Reigns is bad, and Chris is indifferent, so he'll be hosting that once. So yeah, please stay safe over the weekend, whatever you get up to, and enjoy your wrestling if you're going. And we'll speak to you next week. Peace.